What's up, y'all? Thank you for joining me with another episode. Um, I like this episode to be talking about passion and purpose in my experience. Um, I don't think that I've done enough explanation and why I do the things that I do, and the reason is I can't really fully answer that, or at least not in the moment. I was just acting out, doing certain things, and seeing where things took me. Um, so, what I like to do is I like to talk. Um, I like to read. I like to acquire information. I like to acquire the truth. And I like to share the truth. But I realized over the last 10 or plus years that people don't really, it's not that you don't know it. It's weird. You could consciously know something is bad for you and still choose to do it anyway. There's other factors at hand. There's emotions at hand. There's habits at hand. We've been conditioned a certain way. So even though we may know it's not the best way, whenever we're not active and conscious of what we're doing, then we just kind of slip into our pre-programmed responses or mindsets, because that's where our comfort zone is. It's like that's where our home is. And I'm not really trying to be a guru. I'm not trying to give off this sense that I'm an expert. I'm another human being just like you. We all going through the same thing at the same time. Some people might be a little bit more advanced as far as years, so they might have some accumulated experiences. Other people may not. Some people would just be making the same mistakes over and over and over again. But I think that no matter what, we all gain knowledge from whatever situation we have. And I'm just trying to take my particular situation and give back. Anything that I feel that can help. I don't need to help thousands or millions. I could just help you, and just a little bit, and that'll be enough for me. So getting into it, passion and purpose. I think this is something that a lot of people, like once you hit 18, you could be stuck in this from 18 until you die, or even a little bit before that. The question, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do? There's a lot of pressure from our parents, from our peers, from society. Everybody else is doing certain things, so we kind of want to fit in, and we kind of want to just be useful or purposeful. But if you're not connected to it, if there's nothing that's just deeply rewarding for you, then you're not going to be able to sustain that position. I experienced that working at a job for 8 years, and realizing at one point it was gut wrenching. Like I didn't even know what I was doing with my life. And on the outside, everything was looking good. I'm paying my bills. I'm married, got a kid. Everything's looking good, but it was crushing my soul. So eventually I knew I had to get out of there. And here I am. Still a struggle. Still don't know what's going on, but I know that I don't have to deal with the burden from that job. So when it comes to passion, you have to satisfy you first. And there's a lot of dancing around that because everybody has reasons why they can't look out for themselves. But in order for you to be balanced, in order for you to be sustainable, you gotta fulfill yourself. What are you doing already, despite all your responsibilities, that you're still gonna do? That might be a clue for you. Your passion is probably something that you're doing every day. Your passion is something that you recharge in from the rest of the day. Your passion is something that somebody doesn't have to tell you to do it. You're going to do it anyway. If you're able to take that, what you're naturally motivated to do, and if you don't need anybody else to be on top of you, hey, you need to be doing this, or why aren't you doing this, then that's how you know you're connected to something, you're drawn to something. Because the moment somebody, now mind you, it's not like you never need that external stimulus, but at some point, at some point, if everything you do is triggered by the outside, then you're not satisfying yourself, you're ignoring yourself. And that's not a good place to be. That's a place where you're doing everything out of a sense of obligation. You could feel like a slave, like your life is not yours, like your whole life is predicated on. It could even be even the closest ones to you. You know, it could be a parent, it could be children, it could be nieces, nephews, cousins, brothers, sisters, whoever. It could be friends. Oh, my boss needs me to do this. You know, my wife needs me to do this. I mean, you could go that route, but at the end of the day, you need to balance yourself. You know, and I'm not even saying that you got to go make your passion your life. You got to make your passion your, you know, it. This is one guy that I met. And he was just a swell fellow. He makes smiley faces with food. And he told me that's his contribution. A small part, but that's his contribution. He probably works a day job. You know, you may not ever even hear of him, but he is somebody that is influencing the world. On his Facebook page, he'll have people snap pictures of their smiley faces and tag him, you know, spreading positivity. It doesn't have to always be large scale. If you're happy where you are, then peace and blessings to you. You don't let anybody try to take that away from you, plant any seeds of doubt, and how you could be doing better, because comparison is a losing game. You never want to compare yourself to another person. You want to be the best version of yourself. And if you're passionate about something, then just try to figure out a way that you can be purposeful in that sense. You know, if you deviate too far away, then you're not getting enough from the purpose that you provide to the world, the purpose that you provide to others, your family, you know. So if you're able to do both and put it together, I think you will really be one with yourself, and you will really be on the track of being sustainable and being fulfilled, in both senses. Because if you're doing everything, only things that you want to do, and you're not really being, you know, with the world and providing value, then that can cause harm too. Everything is balanced, and I just wanted to share that with you from my personal experiences of trying to figure out, because I am kind of a selfish person, because we could be really hard on ourselves when we judge ourselves, and we may not even be fair to ourselves. I have a very good friend who's able to point out the times when I don't exemplify selfish qualities. But I used to think it was a weakness. Now I see it as a strength. Everything could be a weakness or a strength, depending on where you are on the spectrum. Balance is of the utmost important. Even when it comes to somebody giving you advice, you got to understand where they are on the spectrum of that topic. You could be all the way over here, and they could be all the way over here. And if you pass that line, you're in trouble. If you are not at that line, you're in trouble, you know. So we're all just trying to get closer to it. That's all I got for you. I appreciate deeply the love and support that I get. I know it's not much at the moment, but it means the world to me. Whenever you leave a comment, whenever you share, whenever you appreciate it, you know, I just feel so fulfilled. I really get this deep feeling of satisfaction that I actually did something